Ladies and gentlemen, episode 2 of Star Wars The Bad Batch Cut and Run just dropped on Disney Plus. This is my quick thoughts, review, discussion, whatever you want to call it. Spoilers incoming, but let's start talking about it right now. I gotta say, I was a little bit worried going into this episode. I just want to start off by saying that because some people got an early code to watch it. Some big time YouTube influencers, not little old me. And some of the thoughts were not necessarily the best because I think they were trying to point out that there were some flaws in this episode that might lead into larger problems down the road. But the way I'm going to view it is like this. Clearly, the problem here, and again, I've already said there's spoilers, the problem here that people have is with the inclusion of Omega. That is something that a lot of people are going to kind of have to wrap their heads around. Why is this child in this Star Wars show? Well, I mean, it is a show for children, let's be fair, but it's beloved by people of all ages around the world. But Omega is definitely something of a new character. I mean, well, she is an entirely new character. But the reason why people are having trouble with it is because I think in the general sense of when we start seeing these kind of characters, i.e. children added to these kind of shows, it ends up being more of a distraction rather than something to advance the plot. We don't know what Omega's special ability is, but we did kind of get there to be a little bit of talk about that. So the episode is all about them trying to figure out their next move. The Batch on the run from Crosshair and the New Empire go to Sulakami, is that the name? Sulakemi, whatever. They run into Cut Lawquane, and I mean the episode is called Cut and Run. So obviously, you know, a little bit of a pun there. I think everyone kind of figured that out. I was unsure last week, and then people explained it to me. And at first I'm like, well, come on, really? They're going to go back to season 2 of the Clone Wars episode and bring back an old character? And they did. And it worked because this allowed us to see, for one, there was a Rex drop. Rex was passing through. So a lot of people knew about Cut Lawquane. A lot of the clones knew about him, it appears, and they were kind of cool with him. Cool with it being a deserter. Kind of funny if you think about it like that, right? Because I'm sure a lot more people knew who he was, which might be one of the reasons why he also wanted to GTFO the planet when the Empire started to come and take over. So the cool thing here is that they get there and we get a bit of Omega and the kids playing, because Omega has spent her entire life, I think she's like, what, 10, 12 years old? She spent all of this time on Kamino, and she's never seen dirt. She's never seen vegetation. She's never been around other children. So for her, this is, again, kind of a new experience. And the episode was very Omega focused. And that might be also something that a lot of people out there aren't too happy with, because this is a show about the Bad Batch. They want to see action. You want to see record breaking stuff. And you want to see, you know, all the goodies with the team and their different personalities. But look, I'll be honest with you guys. I have 2 young daughters. I have a 3.5-year-old and I've got nearly a 2-year-old. So like the Hunter Omega relationship kind of speaks to me a little bit. Like I was invested into their thing because I think of my daughters. And so for me, I like it. You may not enjoy it, but this is my reasoning for it. And I figured I would just talk about that right now. So in the episode, obviously, they're trying to figure out where to go. They know they need to bail out of the system. And Cut is like, I got to get my family out. One thing was fascinating was like you had a clone and a Twi'lek, and they had kids. Have we seen that before? Usually interspecies people, I don't know what the terminology for it would be. I don't know what it would be. I'm sorry. But like, you know, I don't want to say like mixed species. I don't quite know what the PC term of it is. Don't cancel me. It's late. I'm tired. But you know, we've never really seen that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Not that they spent any time on it. They treated it like it was natural, which it is. So it's fine. It's just, again, I don't remember seeing that before. So that was a little interesting little side thing that got no real time, but it's something my idiot brain picked up on. So, you know, you got the kids and they're cute and they're playing with Omega. And then, you know, she like goes outside of the farm, and obviously it's meant to be one of those moments that, you know, it's a tropey sort of thing. And the first episode is tropey, with this case, she runs out, a creature starts coming for her. Hunter runs out with just his Rambo Bowie knife and starts like fighting it while Cut's wife, Sue, is, sniping this thing from on top of the house. That was pretty cool. And then they go to leave, but they need to get out because now everyone's on these chain codes. The Empire is now, and this ties into the Mandalorian chapter 1, when he brings back the bounty and he's trying to get paid and he wants to get, he's like, oh, well, I have Imperial credits. I've got Mon Calamari credits. I got this, I got this, I got this, I got that. Different currencies. And then here the Empire is taking those currencies and they are then converting them into Imperial credits, but providing everybody with a chain code with an identification number, which never always does well in these kind of situations. Kind of surprised that they weren't trying to tattoo them on someone's arm. Just saying, considering with the Empire, down the road, you never know. But obviously with Cut being a deserted clone, he doesn't have a chain code. And if they try to get one, they're going to find out that he's a clone. And that's a big problem. So Tech devises a plan. And I thought this was really, really interesting. Devises a plan to get the ship impounded so then he and Echo can sneak into the base and make these chain codes and then give them to everybody and get them off the planet. And it's a good plan, except Omega is on board as these tropes tend to play out. And then during, a kerfuffle, she steals the chain codes and then she's got to get out while Echo and Tech try to also provide a distraction, provide cover, and then get the magnetic boot off of this thing. I mean, again, there's tropes abound, but it works. They work in context with the characters. I like seeing more of Tech. I like him and Echo. I like him and Wrecker. I like Wrecker being the protective big brother type in the episode. I thought that was great. I like Hunter being like more of the concerned parent. And when Hunter gave the chain code to Omega and was like, you're going to go with Cut and his family, they're going to be able to look after you. They're going to be able to give you a good life. I kind of felt that, to be honest with you. I felt there was emotion there. Again, thinking of my own kids. That's kind of my whole point here. Thinking of my own kids, thinking about all this kind of stuff. And so I really enjoyed it. I really liked, Omega. I knew she was going to come back. I could already call what was going to happen. Everything in this episode was utterly predictable. Nothing took me by surprise, but I still really liked it. I liked seeing the Empire in the early stages. I liked the chain code thing because that did tie into Mandalorian. We got a bit of that. That is an Imperial remnant. That's fascinating. It's the little details you got to pay attention to. And yeah, I mean, we got a Rex name drop and that he was coming through. So that means Rex is nearby. And we already know that Rex is going to be popping up in a later episode. So they're just kind of establishing at this point the Omega and Hunter dynamic, the Omega and Wrecker dynamic, the team dynamic in this new environment. Even Tech says at one point that we're all, that we're basically, that the entire batch, they're all, on the run now. They're all deserters. So, they're kind of coming to terms with this new environment, with this new way of life. And Omega, is this going to be something that they're going to have to learn? And that, again, that was something Hunter said, and that was something Omega said, that they both have learning to do. So, I mean, the episode was a bit on the nose in regards to like the moral lesson of the week, so to speak. But I still feel that it is building itself up and giving us something that is awesome. I personally loved the episode. I'm going to watch it again in the morning with my kids. I'm going to rewatch the first episode. Come on. We have over 100 minutes of Clone Wars, of the Bad Batch to watch this week. And it's awesome. And I love it. And I can't wait for next week to see what happens. As always, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. Let me know down in the comment section. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? I want to hear it. And don't forget that I do pre-games before each episode. So tonight we did episode 2, and then next week will be episode 3. So be sure to come in and check that out. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again, and peace out.